So over the years, I would say I've played my fair share of games, which also makes me very embarrassed with the amount of platinums I have. Out of all the games I've played, I've only got 20 platinums, yet some of those platinums are probably some of my most proud games and some of my favourite games that I've played in recent years. Some of which range from the beautiful island of Tsushima created by Sucker Punch, to the pain I have endured in some of From Software's finest.
Oh, bollocks.
Some of these games have not only challenged me on a mental level, but also on a physical level. With certain games out there, such as Ollie Ollie World, Tony Hawk, Mortal Kombat, anything that requires any type of fast inputs or multiple fast inputs at once, have been a right pain for me, and I've been needing to break my hands and my thumbs, I think everything, in order for me to achieve some of these, like the hard get theirs, for example, and some of the combo challenges on Tony Hawk. That's ridiculous. Through testing my skills to overcome some of the game's most difficult and annoying challenges.
Fucking get in. Hard work pays off. That trophy was so fucking hard.
And my sheer godlike determination with some of gaming's most tedious grinds.
Yes! Come on!
I thought I would set myself a little challenge to see how many platinums I could get in a week. Now this obviously takes heavy inspiration from Mystic's 30 platinums in 30 days. Obviously I'm not going to do that because I have a lot of time constraints with my own personal life, with college work and things like that, which wouldn't allow me to do that in the most effective way. I just couldn't do that. It wouldn't be possible. So I just wanted to tighten the time frame a little and just see how many I could get. I know obviously this has been done multiple times by different creators and everything, but again, I wanted to see how many I could get and if I could mentally do this. Before starting this, I set myself 2 rules, only 2. Number 1, no shovelware, so any 30-minute platinums, 20-minute platinums, anything like that, like the infamous my name is Mayo and little things like that. None of them could be implicated in this video. Rule number 2, if I was to play any game from my backlog, I could only play games that had no more than 40% of the trophies unlocked. Anything more than that, I feel like would ruin the video a little bit, because it would just be more of go back to this game, get 1 trophy, and then there's the platinum. I didn't really want that. I kind of wanted to do a bit more of a fleshed out experience with some of these games, especially games that I haven't maybe played in so long either. So with those rules laid out now, and without further ado, let's get into day 1 and the first platinum. First on the platinum list was The Crew 2. Now I've had this game since release. I played The Crew 1 when that came out, really liked it, liked the story of it and everything. This like crime bloke. I can't really remember much of Crew 1, I really can't, but from what I can remember, something to do with crime and driving and things like that, and then you start working with the police and everything. Obviously The Crew 2 doesn't follow that in the slightest. If anything, it's the opposite. You're an up and coming racing star across all different motorsports. It's actually pretty fun. It takes place in a condensed version of the United States, across all states, obviously ranging from New York all the way down to the West Coast in LA. Now, when I went back to play this, I think I had about 36% of trophies or something, so I still had a fair amount that I needed to go through and do. Those really consisted of beating the other 2 bosses for freestyle and off-road. I had already done the street race and the pro racing ones a long time ago, so that wasn't too much of a big issue. I also had to do 40 photo opportunities, which was annoying. There was also a couple miscellaneous things like going to the edge of the world, and also driving the most expensive car 2 kilometers. Now obviously there's been a lot of cars added to the Crew 2 since then, so it wasn't annoying or anything to find out which car it was, because it literally does say in the trophy main game only, which I quite liked. Now the last trophy I was left with, I thought it glitched out on me, but turns out I was just being an idiot and hadn't done a driving slalom for the pro racing category. Just went back through, did a did a driving slalom on the track, and then got my platinum trophy.
Yeah.
But the day was not done there. I managed to get this platinum, these last few trophies in around about 5 to 6 hours or so. So I still had quite a lot of the day left. So I thought, instead of going through an annoying, tedious collect-a-thon type of game, I'll just go have a nice laid back, relaxed experience with something. And what better game to choose to play than, in my opinion, probably one of the best storytelling games, which is none other than Telltale's The Walking Dead. If you're unaware of what The Walking Dead is, then you must have been living under a rock for the past 11 years. This is an adaptation of the TV series made by, of course, Telltale, with a few characters within the story of the game who have links to the TV series, such as Glenn in the first episodes. The platinum for this, like any Telltale game really, is very straightforward. It's just play through the game, complete the episodes, complete the chapters, and then at the end, once you've completed the game, the platinum will be yours. I know I've already said this, but this game honestly still holds up as probably one of, if not the best narratives for any game possible. Just the way that they make you feel for the characters. They really do make you feel like you're in their shoes. Lee is a fantastic character, and you'll even see at the end of this, it even had me tearing up, even after this long as well. I have played this many years ago, but never finished it or anything. I knew the story, I knew the ending of it, but even with knowing that, it still made me choke up at the end, and that's why I think it's such a fantastic narrative game. It doesn't matter if you know the ending, it doesn't matter if you know the plot or anything. It will still be pulling on your heartstrings for these characters, which I think is just perfect game design and perfect storytelling. Like I said, there are some similarities between this game and the TV series. Biggest similarity really being the first episode, introducing characters like Glenn. I really like the contrast in how Lee is leaving Atlanta, and as you're leaving and driving out down the highway, you can see all these police cars and everyone, all these helicopters going into Atlanta. So if you've watched the TV series, you know what's going on in that scenario. Another good similarity is Herschel's farm at the very start of the game as well. If you still haven't played this game, then I could not recommend it enough. It will be 15 hours of absolute joy for you, and it's a very simple platinum as well, and that's how long it took me anyway. It took me around about 15 hours or so, and 15 hours later you'll have that platinum.
even after all this time, it still makes me cry.
So that was day 1. Carrying on into day 2, I ran into some issues. Well, not issues, it's just minor inconveniences. So one of the games that I wanted to try and platinum for this was Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. So I loaded it up, started playing it through Uber difficulty, and yeah, I ran into some issues. I couldn't get past this one part in the castle for the life of me. I don't know why or how, I just couldn't. I spent about 7 hours just on this level itself for day 2, and it was ridiculous. So I packed in day 2 and moved straight on to day 3. So day 3 was a bit of a weird one because I actually wasn't in. I wasn't at mine to play any of the games that I had lined up or anything. I was at my mum's. So I took my PS4 over with me, and I decided to play Goat Simulator instead. I don't have any footage for this because PS4 doesn't record any footage on trophies, it's only screenshots. And to be fair, I did have the intention of putting this in the video for obvious reasons, but I had no intention really of sitting down and recording my whole playthrough until I got the platinum, because that would just take too long, and it would have just broke my PlayStation from the inside out, pretty much. So I'm sorry there's no footage for this one. You're just gonna have to enjoy these screenshots of the trophies. But there is one trophy in particular that I do want to speak about, and that's the Flap Master trophy. This trophy is stupidly absurd. If you've ever played Flappy Bird back in the day on your iPhone or iPad or whatever, when it was still on the App Store, that is, you'll know the core premise of this, or the core concept of this game. Basically, what you have to do is, for this trophy, you have to score. You have to get a score of 10 on Flappy Goat, which at first didn't sound too hard until I started doing it, and it's ridiculous. The hitbox on your goat and the pipes is massive. You're nowhere near the pipes, but you'll still get killed for it and still get sent back to the start. This trophy, no word of a lie, took me 4 hours to get, to the point where I was slumped on the chair, just repeatedly pressing triangle, mindlessly pressing triangle, so I could get this trophy done. But after 4 hours, I finally got that trophy and finally got the Goat Simulator Platinum. And now, yet again, after day 3, I didn't run into any issues. Again, it was just inconveniences. I'm absolutely loaded up to my eyeballs with college work. So days 4 and 5, I didn't get any platinums. I didn't get any at all, which I'm really upset about, because I had so many games lined up that I wanted to get platinumed. I had The Walking Dead Season 2, I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 as well, a few others and everything, but I just didn't have enough time for it. But on day 6, I had time for one last platinum. And if you remember at the start of the video, I mentioned about From Software's Finest. That game is none other than From Software's magnum opus, Bloodborne. I know I'm gonna get copyright claim now, but just listen to that music. Such a banger, honestly. Best soundtrack in any Souls game. That might be a hot take, but that's my take. But Bloodborne, brilliant game. I love it. Dark Souls 3 was my first Souls game. I'll always be a DS3 fanboy. But there's something about Bloodborne. I don't know what it is. I think it might be its like gothic Victorian take on the world and everything. But FromSoft knew what they wanted to go with this game, and they executed it perfectly. They wanted to go for a bit more of a horror sort of feel, but they wanted to go for more of a horror route, i.e. the atmosphere of Yharnam, the desolate feel of the Forbidden Woods. Everything just culminates into one atmospheric masterpiece, in my opinion, and I don't think many games can top this. I really don't. This game will always hold a special place in my heart, and I am so happy to have finally platinumed this now. I don't want to speak too much right now about this because of what's going on in the background, but this really is just the ending cutscene. This was the final cutscene that I needed, or the final ending that I needed for the platinum. As you'll see, oh bloody hell, as you'll see here, the platinum's now showing up, and this was about 4 years in the making. First picked up Bloodborne in 2019, after completing Dark Souls 3, and I fell in love with it ever since, and I've wanted to get the platinum for ages. The one thing that was stopping me for so long was Queen Yharnam, but there's a glyph that you can get for the chalice, so you just load that up and it will be the 3rd layer boss. If you've had any issues, just get down to the 3rd layer and you'll have the Queen Yharnam boss trophy in no time. And if that was the last trophy you needed, you'll have the platinum there and then. Honestly, anyone that hasn't played Bloodborne, I highly recommend it. Go for it. Treat yourself. Just please do it for your sake. My first Soulsborne platinum, and you know what? I wouldn't have wanted it on any other game, because this is probably my favourite Souls game by far. I mean, Dark Souls 3 was my first, but this, everything is just so good in this game. It really is. And I think, other than the chalices, this is still a perfect game in my opinion. And just, I'm lost for words. I really am just lost for words. And with the Bloodborne Platinum, we have now reached the end of the week and the end of this challenge. At the end of this challenge, I got 4 platinums. I wanted to get at least 5 or 6, but like I said, time constraints, other things coming into play has just not helped me with this challenge at all. It was very fun though. I will say that it was very fun. And if you want to see this type of thing done again, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Please comment down below if you want to see these type of videos again. I know some of my platinum videos before, they are some of my best videos and have done the best on my channel out of all my other stuff, so surely you must like it. And if you do like the platinum videos, again, leave a like, comment down below if you want to see any other type of challenge videos like this, or if you want to see any, or if you want to suggest any game that you want me to platinum, go for it. Put them down in the comments. Again, massive grind really this was, but huge amount of fun as well. I really enjoyed going for some of these platinums, really enjoyed playing through these games again, and to be fair, or I know this is a longer video, but I've really enjoyed making this video as well, even with how much it took me and how long it took me. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, share around with friends and family. It all helps me out, and I massively appreciate all of it. Suggest if you want to see any other types of platinum videos or challenge videos like this again, like I said, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.